It's been extremely difficult. We all know that as a case gets colder, they just get harder to solve. And so every year when that anniversary date comes around, my anxiety gets really high, because once that little tick mark, where you're marking that year off, it's just like, it just solidifies another year's gone by, and you haven't achieved anything to get answers and accountability in this case. And so I just stress out that I may never get these answers, because everything I keep trying to do, I can't. I'm just failing, I'm losing the battle, is what I feel like.
Have you had any new information come your way at all over the last couple of years?
No, the only thing that's happened in the last year that's been really good, though, for cold cases is this new thing that they're trying up here in Ogden. It's called the Weber County Cold Case Task Force. And one of the things they wanted to do was to, at least on the anniversary day, get this information out to the public on the cold cases. So they're trying to at least work on these cases where they used to just sit on the shelves, basically. They might say they worked on them, but I think they were just sitting. And so they're trying, but, it's just that all we have left really is help from the public, is all I can see at this point. And, there's, what if I would have done this a lot sooner? I wish I would have, but, they don't want you talking to anybody at the beginning, of course, and so you just wait, and the waiting's getting, pretty unbearable, because you just know I'm running out of time, we don't know how long I'll live, and, I don't want to wait till, I want to see it happen in my lifetime, You just feel like if we're not, somebody kills your child and makes you feel like nobody cares, But, I know there's people that care, but you start to lose all hope and faith in humanity that somebody will come forward, with the answers. And in a case like this, we know the answers are out there. It's not just one person that's involved, There was a fight going on at the time. That's all I know, is that some kind of gang war was happening, and he just happened to be in the way. And, but it's like many people know, and they're just too afraid, or they don't want to. They're either protecting these people or they're afraid. It's what I think, because I don't understand why they wouldn't come forward, by now. I don't know.
7 years and 2 days where we sit today, since your life changed dramatically. But you mentioned you don't want to wait forever. Have you had that thought that you may never know?
Yeah. Each year it gets a little worse. The anxiety just builds up, and I just know that date's coming. And you think 7 years, and you haven't gotten anything new, I'm going to die before I know. And you see these cases, 50-year-old cases that you'll see on the TV periodically, and you just think, I'll be dead by then. I can't wait 50 years. And it just, if you put yourself in my shoes for 5 seconds and you think about, if this was your kid, what would you be doing? Your hands are kind of tied. You don't want to be too pushy with the police. You're walking this fine line constantly. I'm trying to work with them, and I know they're trying the best they can with the time they're allowed, but there's so many cold cases that need attention, so you're waiting your turn, but your time's running out as well, and so
does it make it tougher for you around the holidays? Is this a difficult time as is anyway, because it's family oriented, right? It's this time of year.
Yes, it's extremely hard because I had to, right after he was murdered, we had to get the funeral together. I had to unwrap his presents I had under the Christmas tree to find clothing to bury him in. His belongings were all stolen. And we were in the hospital with him. He was a donor. And so to put up my Christmas tree every year is a burden. I don't like it. I hate Thanksgiving. It's just a rough time. And I know my family wants me to be normal again, but you can't. You can't be. Something's happened to one of your kids and you got to fight for them. I don't know what else to do.
What is the goal now after so little answers or so little information has been shared with you? What are you asking of people out there after so much time has passed? Still hopeful, right? Still hopeful the right people will come forward and maybe some credible tips will actually lead to something, right?
I am. I still want to. I have that little shred of hope. It fades after each one of these years ticks by. But I didn't even realize it that it was months after the event happened that there was an apartment building down there where this occurred, and there was 70 units back there. And, you just wonder if somebody saw something. And then at one point I was even putting out flyers up here in Ogden, and people were ripping them down. I can't even believe they do that, but you could tell they were ripped down. But, I took one to a neighbor that was out on his porch, and he says, I thought this was solved. Some people think it's already been solved, and it wasn't. People don't realize they may have a little teeny piece that could help these guys in their case. Just one little teeny piece. But, so I guess in my hope is that somebody that knows something will see this eventually, or their friends may be talking about, say they saw it on TV, and they might know, will call, make a call. They can even call in anonymously, to the police department, and it gives that information also on their website of where to call. And that's just what I'm just hoping for. I just don't know how much longer my hope will be there, but I hope every year it gets worse and worse. So it's really a tough thing to talk about because it's hard for other people to understand what you feel like. Your life is just, you can't be the same person anymore. And it's just, you feel like you're failing your son again, it's just hard.